Hey guys, it's me, Courtney from Know Your Produce, and today I'm gonna make a really quick and easy cereal. I was on TikTok. Actually, someone told me about this on TikTok, and I'm like, that's not real cereal. It sounds like a refreshing fruit bowl with some refreshing water. I would not recommend eating this for breakfast and saying that's gonna fill you, because you definitely need a protein, a complete meal. But this is a delicious treat. So it's called Nature's Cereal by Nature's Food, and Lizzo shared it on TikTok from Nature's_food, and it's going crazy. A lot of people are trying it, so I figured I'd give it a try. One thing I do want to mention, I cannot stand coconut water. So what I do is I like to cut my strawberries, and then I cut them with enough of the top still on them, and then I will put this in my water with my coconut water, and then it kind of gives it that strawberry flavor, so it doesn't taste like, I don't want to say it, but like dirty water. And it makes it look prettier too. So that is something that I highly recommend if you do not like coconut water. So if you love coconut water, by all means, just go ahead and drink it as is. So I'm gonna use a few strawberries here. So it calls for strawberries. And you can really use any fruit, but really you're essentially just eating fruit with water. And we're not just using regular water, we're using the coconut water. So again, that is beneficial, right? So if you don't like coconut water, maybe you'll like it like this. You can even let this sit in the fridge, give it that flavor from the fruit, right? So, and I will save those tops for my coconut water. I'm also going to add in some, it called for blackberries and blueberries. So I'm gonna put a few blackberries in here. And I like to pre-wash all of my fruit, so this way it's easy to grab and go from the fridge. Bunch of blueberries. The blueberries are on the bottom. They're hiding. So yeah, I just use these awesome glass containers here, and I can refrigerate, and like my kid can grab it up. I even wash apples and cucumbers, and we go through it so quickly. Like she could just take a little mini cucumber out of the fridge and just, you know, eat that. She could just take an apple out of the fridge and eat that. Pears, anything. Like I even pre-wash like our mixed greens and stuff, so everything's just ready to go in the fridge, especially since I just had a baby. So I'll tell you more on that after I finish my cereal, and I'll even introduce you to Little Boog. Here we go. I'm going to pour in the coconut water, and then Lizzo likes ice in her cereal, but that's completely optional. Like all of this is optional. You could even add in some mango. Mango would be really good in here. I'm actually allergic to fresh mango though, so I always have to do frozen. But that, hey, that would go good because the frozen ice cube, the frozen mango. So, and my accent is changing a little bit. I just moved south a little bit, so my southern accent is coming back a tiny bit. So if you I've been here for 5 months now, so if I sound a little different. So we're gonna get a bite of each thing with some of the coconut water. It's very watery. It's good, but like this kind of reminds me of my fruit salad infused water. Which is incredible. Which is why I like to infuse my coconut water, because I love water to have a flavor if possible. Like I love drinking plain water, but if I'm gonna be eating it like this, or if I'm gonna have like coconut water, which I don't love, I still taste the coconut water. Which is why I'm thankful I do the strawberry. I don't like coconut water, but if you like coconut water, this is probably really good. It's not bad. And then like if I let this sit, like let's say I'm making my morning breakfast, and let this sit for a bit, it would be even more fruity flavored. Again, I'm going to my fruit salad infused water. I want citrus in here. I want some pineapple. I want some watermelon. But it's really good. Like, this is just a good berry breakfast. Definitely not a complete breakfast. I'm gonna eat my oatmeal. But it's actually really good. If you want to get me to like coconut water, this is a great way. I'm gonna introduce you to Boog. It's actually really good. It is. I've run out of blackberries. Let me go get the Boogie. So this is Boogie. Can you say hi? Oh, he waved a little bit, right? He is 5 months old, 3 months adjusted. I actually had him a little over 2 months early, a little, like 3 days. No, 5 days. So what happened is I went into active labor due to some crazy bleeding from my complete placenta previa. That's where the placenta is like smack dab on the cervix. So what happened is we called 911, we went to the nearest emergency room. We were actually in the process of moving that day too. I wasn't doing anything, I was actually sleeping. I made sure that we hired movers and everybody was doing everything except I was just like relaxing and like, oh, this is this room, you go in here and pack that up. Literally, I didn't lift a finger. So I was making sure, because I knew I was high risk, that, you know, I wouldn't jeopardize the pregnancy or my life. I wanted to make sure both of us were safe and sound. Unfortunately, placenta previa is very unpredictable. Although I didn't have a bleed, that didn't mean I was not gonna have a bleed. And I had just talked to my doctor about that on a visit I had 4 days prior to that. I said, I haven't had a bleed. He's like, oh, well, you could. I said, well, it could move, right? He's like, yeah, probably not gonna. So like, he was really honest. This is the new doctor that I was going to, and I was so excited to meet him. I was like, okay, let's schedule the C-section. We scheduled the C-section because I definitely needed one because I was too high risk and there was no way I could have him naturally like I had planned. With my daughter, I had a natural birth. So this was completely different for me. So what happened is, we called 911 because I started bleeding at 30 weeks and 5 days, and they took me to the nearest emergency room, and I couldn't even get to my old doctor. She was 30 minutes away, I guess, like 25 minutes, but the hospital she practiced from was 30 minutes away. So they're like, unfortunately, you and baby won't make it. So I said, okay, take us wherever. And then as soon as we got to that hospital, they're like, no, don't worry, it's your first bleed, you'll be fine. 5 minutes later, I passed a huge massive clot. I'm going into active labor. They're freaking out. The OBGYN that's on call, the ER doctor, she's an ER one. She was freaking out. Where's your doctor? Oh, they don't have privileges here. Oh my goodness, what do we do? She got on the phone with a high-risk pregnancy doctor, and she basically talked to them the entire C-section, right? They're like, we were too high risk to be transported. So what in turn happened is they had to deliver us then and there. Boogie was transported to a hospital that was an hour away, and we were separated for 2 days. I got to see him briefly for 2 minutes, 6 to 7 hours after I gave birth to him, and only because I begged. I'm like, you can't take him without, like, let me say hi. And when the transport team found out I didn't see him, they actually said, no, he has to see mom first. Mom has to see him first. Because it's, you know, it's his first ride, and it was scary. I couldn't go with him, right? So instead I stayed at my hospital where I gave birth, and I pumped for him every 2 hours. I heard other babies crying, which was so painful. But I'm so blessed. I'm so blessed that him and I are both okay. I am so blessed. I never discredit the fact that, you know, I have my baby and we're both healthy. But gosh, it was so scary in the moment because you don't know what's gonna happen, right? Yeah, I had no clue. We both lost a lot of blood. I thank God. I don't think I needed a transfusion. I am still in the process of getting my records because, as I said, I had it in an ER that I didn't even know. God bless you, baby. So my biggest priority was not getting my records, but was taking care of my baby. So I go for my 6-month checkup soon. So I am in the process of getting all the paperwork so I know exactly what happened. My doctor thinks I had a placenta abruption where the placenta detaches from the uterus. Because my previa, while she was cutting me during the C-section, was a posterior placenta previa. It turned out to be anterior, so she could have cut into the placenta when she cut me open, but God willing, God bless her, she saved our lives. I don't know. She's an incredible doctor. She was on the phone with another incredible doctor. It was scary. Like, they had a problem suturing me up because my uterus was too soft. It was traumatic, but I've cried myself out a bit. I still cry a little bit when I think about it. The worst part was being separated from Boog for 2 days. And then I was told to stay in the hospital for at least 4 to 5 days because I lost so much blood, and I'm like, I can't. I have to get to my baby. He needs my milk, and that was traumatic in itself, going to the one hospital. They didn't want to help me. They didn't want to help me get upstairs. It took an hour for transport to take me up, so I would sit in the lobby for like an hour. My husband dropped me off. He had my daughter. Because of COVID, nobody can come in, so I literally had to sit there and wait. So that wasn't fun. So then eventually we got him transferred closer because he was over an hour away. And we got him transferred closer, and then eventually I could walk after the C-section, so it got so much easier. But the hospital close to us was amazing. They like transported me up and everything. The doctors were amazing. Although I do wish they would have like listened to me a little bit. As you can see, Boog is a chunker. He does have reflux. I'm gonna take off his bib. He likes to walk when I stand him up. Yeah. So Boogie was born at 3 pounds 14 ounces, and now he's a hefty almost 16 pounds. And this is all breast milk. Woo woo! Show off that breast milk, Boogie. In the hospital, I kept telling them, I said, my daughter had food protein induced enterocolitis syndrome, which is called, for short, FPIES. And they're like, no, there's no way he has it. And I kept saying he's throwing up a lot. Like, I get reflux, but I also get he's throwing up a lot. He's only getting like a 30 ml. That's reflux. So that we know is reflux, right? But he's got bad reflux, which is just from being premature. Yeah, so I was premature, so I spit up a lot. That's all. But he also would throw up so much. And we mixed only a little bit of milk when we came home. Like, my breast milk would get 1.5 teaspoons of formula mixed in because he needed to gain weight because he was failure to thrive. But he was only failure to thrive and not gaining enough weight because he was getting formula mixed into his bottles. So I gave them the chance. We tried the elemental formulas, the Elecare, all the hypoallergenic stuff, and he was still throwing up. So the doctor's like, oh, there's one more. I'm like, I'm gonna be honest, I respect your opinion, but I need you to respect me as a mom and give me a chance to just feed him breast milk. And he's like, okay, but if that doesn't work, I mean, we really have to do. I'm like, I get that, but my son's not gaining enough weight. We're gonna try this. And then he was like, okay, I'll give you 2 days. In those 2 days, Boog gained 1/2 pound. 1/2 pound just on breast milk. Granted, it was in bottles. I was pumping and putting it in bottles, but he was still getting bottles, and he wasn't throwing up from the bottles because we didn't have the formulas in them. So Boogie has some kind of allergy. We don't know if it's FPIES or what, but like, there's no corn, soy, dairy, milk, or anything in the elemental formulas either, so we're not sure. But something he did not like, his stomach and body just rejected it. So he needs his mommy's milk, and that is okay, right? Yeah, because mommy makes good milk. He went from failure to thrive to, his doctor calls him Marshmallow Man, Beast, Michelin Man, and the nurse called him a pork chop the other day. So he's doing really well. Yeah, and then who called you a meatball? One of his cousins called him a meatball. Yeah, they called you a meaty meatball. I just call him my Boogie Boo. He's my Boogie because in the NICU he had like all the tubes. He had a CPAP, he had the cannula, He had the tubes in his nose, you know, to go to his stomach. I forget, like NG tubes, I think they're called, or NJ. He had it in his mouth, his nose, so he had a lot of boogers, and he was so congested from all of that, poor thing. And every morning that I came in, I would make sure that I, you know, wiped his little face and got all the little boogies out that I could. So I called him Boog, and then Boogie. And he was born around Halloween, and I love the movie The Nightmare Before Christmas. And everybody thinks it's like from that. It's not. We're literally nicknamed him Boogie because he had boogers, so he's my little booger. Eventually we might call him Booger, but he's Boogie because he's tiny right now. And it's funny because my daughter, her nickname is Bumpy. She used to bump her butt when she nursed, so she's still Bumpy, and he's Boogie. And then my newest niece, my sister had a baby during all of this craziness too. Her nickname is Bean, so we have Bumpy, Boogie, and Bean. And we are so excited to welcome all these cute and adorable, precious babies into our family because they are a part of us. They are amazing, and we are so honored and so blessed to have them. And my sister is, you know, like right 30 minutes from me now. I moved down to be closer to my family. If you could see, my setup's a little bit different. And the reason I'm explaining all of this is because I've been gone for 5 months. I do have a video that's going to be coming up that is a strawberry banana peanut butter smoothie. You'll see that I'm very pregnant in that, and now my belly is right here. This is my heart, right? So we are going to go. If you have any more questions, you can leave them in the comments below about placenta previa or anything like that. I'd be happy to answer any questions. I made sure I fully immersed myself in finding out everything about placenta previa. So I knew when I started bleeding, like I had to call 911. I knew that it could be nothing, but it could also be something. Some people could just call their doctors and the doctors say, you know, just watch and wait. But most people, you're supposed to go to the hospital regardless if you have bleeding during your pregnancy. So that's what I did. Mine was really bad, guys. It was scary. This was so scary. My daughter woke up crying when she saw the house. Like, it was that bad. It was bad. And I was so blessed that I did not have to go back to that house. We moved right into our new home. And he's hungry again. He literally just ate, but he loves to eat. As you can see, he spits up too, so we spit up a lot, but Mommy's got a great supply. Can you say goodbye? Say see you soon, because I'm sure he'll be in another video. My daughter too, we're homeschooling. So we'll see you guys soon, and bye-bye. The oldest wants to give it a try. She's like, wait, if he's not trying it, let me try it. So I actually have to cut up some more strawberries, because we ate it all. So I'm gonna give her some right now. I'm gonna cut the strawberries a little smaller for her. And then some blackberries, boop, 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 boop. And some blueberries. That one was big and juicy. Stole it, I'm sorry. And a little bit of coconut water.
Yeah. More.
One more? She likes coconut water. But she also likes coconut water with the infusion of fruit. What do you think? We'll try this. Try a blueberry or blackberry or strawberry. What does it remind you of? What does it remind you of?
A summer day.
Oh, a summer day, okay. Does it remind you of anything that Mommy's made before?
There's a recipe that I forgot.
Which one? What is it? What is it? You know.
No.
What?
I think it was like that one with the poppy seeds or something like that.
No.
Or something. It was in little mason jars.
Yes, but no poppy seeds. Oh, you know why she thinks this? How cute she thinks it's poppy seeds. Okay, so when you put strawberries in water, the seeds will come out.
That fruit thing with water in it.
The fruit thing with water in it? Did I put it in anything in particular?
Uh-huh.
What did I put it in?
Like a mason jar.
Did you like those?
Yes, I loved it.
So yes, she took a bite and I saw her like, But I didn't use coconut water, right?
No.
We use regular water. But coconut water is a great option to try. So yeah, we tried it. We gave you guys the update of what's going on. We're super excited to be back in our channel and into a new home, and with the new babes. Let me get him. He's happy right now as a clam. Hello. Hello, hello.
Bring him over.
So guys, we're super excited to be back, and yeah. Did you like the TikTok Nature's Food cereal?
Yes.
Nature's cereal. Give it a try. It's really good. And if you want something even more refreshing, try our fruit salad water. This is exactly, you can take it, baby. This is exactly what we do with our fruit salad. We'll make a big, huge fruit salad and put it in a huge pitcher or in mason jars, and then put water in it, and then it's like this water that you can drink that's full of flavor, and then the fruit you can enjoy. So it definitely reminds me of that. It's super healthy, and I wouldn't call it a meal, obviously, but it's a great accompaniment to the meal. Bye, guys.